Bitcoin keeps on dropping as expected, guys, from our last video. As you can see right now, I'm going to talk about why Bitcoin is super bearish and which level we need to break, which resistance we need to break before flipping from bearish to bullish, and why I'm still remaining into my shorts. And I think I'm still going to wait for lower before flipping those shorts into some longs. I'm going to talk about some nice long ideas for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and why I'm still super bearish for Bitcoin. However, for Ethereum, I'm expecting a new all-time high. So watch this video till the end. Now let's go to our analysis and TA. As you can see, Bitcoin is super bearish, as I've told you from the last couple of videos. If you don't follow us, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we are posting daily content on this channel. By the way, this is a brand new channel in English. I still have an established channel which I post in Arabic. I'm still posting daily on that channel. However, I decided to make some content in English. So if you want to support me, make sure to hit the subscription button, because I'm posting daily TA plus long and short ideas on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's get right into the TA. As you can see right now, Bitcoin kept on dropping from our last alert at 116k. I told you, like, if we don't break 116.5k, I'm gonna be expecting a very heavy drop. It's a heavy drop, especially because we've taken the liquidity from the top. As you can see, we made a new all-time high, faked out from the first time, and then we took the liquidity, and now we're dropping even harder, especially when we lost 118k, because that area was the highest volume area, as you can see from the volume profile. I told you from 2 videos ago that once we lost 116k, we can actually see a strong drop because we have a gap in volume. If we take the volume profile from the beginning, or since we broke out of 100k till the current price action, you can see how there's literally no volume stopping us from dropping from 118k down to 110k, as you can see, because at that time, I think a month ago, we increased in price very strongly. We literally saw close to zero volume when we went up from 110k up to 118k. So I told you guys, basically the idea is, if we can go quickly from 110k up to 118k, if the 110k level lost, as you can see from this area, flipped into resistance and also losing the value area low at 116.5k, then we can expect actually a much further drop, similar to what happened back then when we actually lost 118k last time, I think on the beginning of the month. However, this time we actually took liquidity. Last time when we had the drop, as I told you and explained this in my last videos, as you can see, last time we had a reason to go up because we had a huge liquidity resting very close to the all-time high. However, once we took this liquidity, made a new all-time high, now it's more likely to fill up this gap in volume, as you can see. And where's the closest high value area and high volume area using this volume profile? As you can see very clearly, that if it's very possible, and the best price to buy Bitcoin at, obviously it can bounce from right now, but it's high, it has a high likelihood of dropping even further. I'm still expecting lower on Bitcoin. Technically, I think my guess would be creating a new low on the monthly time frame. As you can see, we currently have this low which we put on the 3rd of August. It is sitting at 111.8k. If this level is broken, I'm expecting a good opportunity to buy, to be honest, because as you can see, we kind of be filling up this gap, going further down, hitting this massive support resistance flip, as you can see from this area at around 110k, 108k, and then we can actually take this into a much better price. So as I've told you, I've been alerting you guys for this drop since I guess 3 days ago. As you can see from this video, I literally told you that I took a short on 116.5k on Bitcoin, and also I shorted Ethereum, I think at $4,500, as you can see from this video. Although it seems bullish, however, if you saw the first couple of minutes or couple of seconds of this video, as you can see, I literally took a short on Bitcoin and Ethereum. That was 3 days ago. I told you that 116k is very massive. If we don't reclaim 116.5k, which actually happened, as you can see, we clearly bounced from this area, making it or turning it into resistance from support. As you can see, this was clear resistance to support flip, and then we actually made the opposite, which was creating or turning this resistance or support into resistance, since why we dropped very heavily on Bitcoin. So technically we can see a bounce from this daily level, this daily support, maybe giving us a nice long. At the moment, as you can see, we're currently SFPing the daily daily low. However, on the higher time frame, I'm still expecting lower on Bitcoin. I'm still bearish on Bitcoin. I'd still like to make a new monthly low before going higher. So if you're looking for the best area to buy Bitcoin at or get into a nice long trade, my idea is basically to take this monthly low. Let's delete this daily level. The idea is to take go down to this monthly low, make a new monthly low, and then hitting the 111 down to 108. Depends on where we bounce, to be honest. We can either hit 111 and then go rise back above 112. This would activate our long idea. However, if that doesn't happen, then we can actually wait to hit 111, then lose 111, go down to 110, between 110 to 108, and this could be the best area to buy or long Bitcoin at, to be honest. As you can see from the higher time frame, on the daily time frame, you can see clearly that that was huge, an area of resistance. As you can see, we actually failed to hit this a couple of times before actually and finally breaking it. So technically what we're seeing right now is a very, very obvious move. We took liquidity, made a new all-time high, faked out the high, and now we're gonna wait out to fake out the low, which is the monthly low, and then we can actually wait for the best opportunity to buy. So if you're looking for a nice long on Bitcoin, wait till it breaks this monthly low, it hits 111 or 110, and then wait for this flip to come. And then I'm gonna be waiting and taking this Bitcoin actually drop into a new all-time high. Most people would be very fearful of buying the low. However, this is actually what makes people money. You need to be buying at the lows, looking for longs at the lows, not the opposite, not looking for longs at the top, which actually what causes these very, very weird fake outs, because people will be buying literally at the top, losing, being liquidated, and then causing the price to go even further down. So hopefully you guys are ready now to buy Bitcoin once it loses this level and then gets into the best support zone. Now it's similar, very similar to what I'm looking at for Ethereum. I just told you I bought spot again here for Ethereum. However, the best long area for Ethereum is still needs some drop. If Bitcoin drops and creates a new low for the month, I'm still expecting lower on Ethereum, so we can actually get the best bounce for a new all-time high. As I've explained, Ethereum is super bullish. We have a huge bullish structure on Ethereum. Actually, we also have this Elliott wave, if you can see this Elliott wave idea. If we put wave 4 at 3800, then I'm expecting a new all-time high. I'm expecting Ethereum to put a new all-time high above 5k, because we faked out the all-time high, or we didn't actually fake out, we got close to the all-time high but we didn't break it. That's the first reason. We got very close to the 5k level. And actually, if you understand liquidity, if you go to the 30-minute time frame and we zoom in onto this high, you can very clearly, without even some drawings or without even TA, just pure candles, you can see that this doesn't look like a very strong all-time high. To be honest, it doesn't look like a very strong local high. It's not the all-time high, it's a local high. It doesn't look like something that will happen on Bitcoin. As you can see, this is how the high looks at on Bitcoin. However, on Ethereum, we can very clearly seeing Ethereum creating massive liquidity as it's going down. So hence, this is why I'm still expecting, to be honest, Ethereum to go even higher. I'm still expecting a new all-time high. The only reason why Ethereum is dropping very heavily right now, it literally dropped from this local high to the current price action 13%, only because Bitcoin got super bearish. However, once Bitcoin finds support probably at 111 or 110, then I'm gonna be very ready for Ethereum to make a new all-time high. The best level to long Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin at 111 to 108, and Ethereum, the best level would be at around 3900 to 3800. As you can see, this is the best area where we saw huge resistance, and now this could be flipped into support before going even higher. So I'm still expecting higher on Ethereum once Bitcoin finds support. Thanks for watching, guys.